Hey guys, recently I posted a video on me playing my song called Mr. Bib, and even ages ago when I kind of first teased the song, just showing off like my first writing on that song, a lot of people have been curious on how to play it, so I figured why not show you how to do it. Firstly, the song is mostly 12 string. I do play a little bit of 6 string on the actual track, just to kind of add a little bit of thickness to those root notes, but for all intents and purposes it's basically a 12 string song. But I'm going to show you how to play it on a 6 string. It'll just be easier to kind of pick out the notes and show you exactly what's going on, and it'll sound perfectly fine. So to start, it is in E flat, open E flat tuning, so it sounds like this when you strum an open chord. And just to go by those single notes, it goes like this. I'll put the actual tuning down in the description there, just so you know exactly what you're doing. So to start, it goes like this. And that first part, that whole rhythm and that structure is going to pretty much go through the whole intro. And I'm doing that open low note a lot on that very lowest string. And I'm doing a lot on that 3rd string. And I'm doing hammer-on, or not hammer-ons, but I'm doing pull-offs from the 3 to the 5. And then I'm going, so I go 3, 5, I go back to that 3, and then I do a 5 on the next string up on that 4th string, so it sounds like this, slow. And that's basically one time through. So after I had gone to that 5 on the 4th string once, it goes back to the 3 on the 3rd string, and then back to the 5 on that 4th string. And then after that, you're doing a 5 on that lowest string. I do it with my ring finger, just kind of makes it a little easier to hit those other notes, and I don't have to pull off that finger from that fret to try and hit any other note. So it goes like this. I'm using my pinky to hit the 5s in that pattern, and then you're just using my index finger to hit the 3. And same thing as before, it's doing the 3 on the 3rd string, then a 5, and then a 3 again, and then it's going up to a 5 on that 4th string, back to the 3 on the 3rd, then back up to the 5. So it goes like this. And then after that, I actually move up to a 7 on that lowest string, and the pull-offs start on a 5, and then go to 7, 8, 7, 5, and what's after that? Yeah, so it goes 5, pull-off, 7, 8, 7, 5, and then a 7 on that 4th string. All those other notes are on that 3rd string again. And then you basically repeat it, and you do that open section again. But this time around, you're just going back to that open part. You're not going up to that 7th position. And then from there, you're going to the next part of the song, which I'm basically just going to call the verse. And it's kind of a fast pull-off part that has 2 major sections to it. One of them goes a little bit lower, and then one of them stays a little bit higher, basically. First part goes like this. So that's the high part, and then it goes to the low part. That's the high part. And that's the low part. So slowly, it goes like this. You're basically starting on that low note again. You're basically going to be riding that lower note through most of the song. And the pull-offs go like this. And I'm doing a couple hits on that lower note in between some of the parts where there aren't as many pull-offs. So you can kind of just listen to where I'm actually hitting it. I'll play it really slow so you can kind of see. And then after that, the second part where I go a little bit lower actually takes away some of those pull-off parts and just does a couple single notes, and it goes like this. Before I forget, I didn't actually mention what notes they were. It starts on a 12 pull-off, then a 10, then an 8, and then a 7, and then back up to the 8. Back to that 7, down to a 5, and then a 10 again, and then an 8. All of those notes are on that third string. And then the second time around, you're basically starting the same way. So that's 12, 8, or 12, 10, sorry, 8, 7, 8, 7. And then you're just doing single notes on 5, 3, and then a 5 on that fourth string. Then from there, you're going into more or less a chorus kind of section, and it goes like this. And then I'll go into the next part, but firstly, that first chord is a 5 on that lowest string, and then you're muting the next string with that same finger that's fretting that 5, and then the rest of the strings are just open. And then a little bit after that, you put a 3, you add a 3 to that chord on that third string. After adding that third fret, you actually take it back off, and then before it transitions into the next part, it goes 5 on that same string, on that third string. Basically what you played before, but still keeping that chord. So that's a 5 on that third string, a 3 on the third string, and then a 5 on the fourth string. So altogether it sounds like this. Next part goes like this. And that repeats a couple times. So the first chord is just a completely open chord. That E flat major or whatever it is. And then from there, you're just adding some single notes on that third string again. You're starting with a 1, sliding up to the 3, and then you're going from the 5 and sliding up to the 7, so it sounds like this. And you go play that open note again, or that open chord. Slower, it'll sound like this. And then it kind of has a descent to it, and it goes like this. that is going from a 7 to the 5, and then from the 5 to the 3. And then you're going back to that 5 chord. Back right into the intro. And those don't really change. They don't differ from the first time going through the song, so I don't really have to show you how to play that again. Same goes for the verse. It's just going through that same section again. And back into that chorus bit again. And basically you're going to play that chorus the same way as before, and then once it gets back to that 5 chord again, you just kind of ring out that chord that's just a 5, and then a muted 2nd string or a muted 5th string, and then all the rest are open. From there you go into basically the last new section of the song, which is more or less a bridge, and it goes like this. It goes like this. So it goes through 4 times, but it more or less has 2 different parts. That first one starts off with a 2 on that 5th string. You hit it twice, then do an open 3rd string, and then you go back to that 2 again, and then you do a pull off from a 3, from the 3 to the open string, and then after that pull off from the 3 to the 0, you go back to the 2 again, and then you do an open 3rd string, and then an open 4th string. So slowly the pattern goes like this. And then you're moving up to the 4th position. You're doing a 4 on that 5th string, and then you're doing a 5 on that 3rd string. But the pattern is exactly the same. You're doing the pull off to the open note again, and then you're doing the same open notes again. So it sounds like this. So slowly it goes like this. And the next part goes like this. Kind of just a new take on the intro almost. So you're doing a couple open notes, and you're doing an open 3rd string again, and then you're doing pull offs from 3, 5, 8, 7, back down to the 5 and the 3. But in between those you're doing that lowest note again. And the next time around, same thing with this. And then it goes, sorry, it goes like this. So it's doing a pull off on the 3, 5, 8, 7, 10, 8. Once it gets to that last part, the part that I just played is just the same exact thing as the first time through. But once you get to that final part, you go up a little bit higher on those pull-offs, and you go a little bit longer before it goes back into the chorus again. That doesn't change at all. And then it does pull-offs in between those open low notes. It does pull-offs from 3, 5, 8, 7, 10, 8, 12, 10, 8, 7, 8. So slowly it goes like this. And altogether, the bridge will sound like this. Just going back into the chorus again, which is simple enough. There's a couple sections of that part where you just ring out the chord instead of doing strums, so it'll sound like. You kind of can just listen to the song and hear where that is. It's pretty simple. And then it just goes back into the intro again, then kind of a shorter part of the verse, and song's done. Ends like this. And that is just a completely open chord except for an 8 on that 3rd string. So that's pretty much the whole song. Like I said, it'll translate exactly the same to a 12 string as long as it's tuned the same. And yeah, if you got any questions at all, feel free to let me know. I'll try to break it down a little bit easier, maybe if some of you need help. If you have any more requests or anything like that for any of my own original stuff you want to learn, maybe certain parts of, or maybe full songs or anything like that, feel free to let me know and I'll do what I can. Other than that, thanks for watching. If you haven't seen the video of the playthrough of the whole song, feel free to check that out. Really appreciate it. And see you guys later. Bye.